Today we have this old shipping box. I don't know what came in it originally, but I know what's in it now. Hot Wheels, of course. This box surprisingly held almost 100 Hot Wheels, so I broke this into 4 different parts. First editions, series cars, and 2 parts of main lines. Let's start with the first editions. First up, we have the 1998 first edition Chrysler Thunderbolt. This car is pretty plain, but has tinted purple windows. That back window is pretty interesting, and the front looks like an Infiniti. Overall, pretty basic looking car. Here we have the 1998 first edition Panoz GTR-1. Unlike the Chrysler Thunderbolt, this one is covered in decals. It has it on the sides, on the hood, and everywhere else. This is a pretty neat looking race car. This one would have been fun to test on the track. Next up, we have the 1999 first edition Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. Here we have both variations. Here's the purple variation. I like that yellow decal against that metallic purple. Very nice looking. But I also like it in the silver. It doesn't quite pop as much, and the red interior doesn't look as bright, but they're both cool. Which one do you think is cooler? Leave it in the comments below. Next up, we have the 1999 first edition Pike's Peak Tacoma. This truck is very cool looking. That big giant wing is to help it create downforce so that as it flies up the hill climb, it will stick to the ground. The Pike's Peak hill climb is held in Colorado and is also known as the Race to the Clouds. Here we have the 1999 first edition Jeepster. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is definitely not one of my favorite cars. It looks like a concept car gone wrong. No offense to Jeep lovers, I like Jeeps, I just don't like the Jeepster. Here we have a 1999 first edition Phaeton. A Phaeton was a form of sporty open carriage popular in the late 18th and 19th century, which earned this convertible hot rod the nickname Phaeton. Next up, we have 2 different variations of the 1999 first edition Popcycle. This is a motorcycle with a sidecar, and this particular model is purple, as you can see here, and it has a chrome bicycle back there behind that orange windshield. And this variation is the maroon model, as you can see. Same chrome bicycle in the back and the orange windshield. Both pretty cool models. Next up, we have the 1999 first edition Shadow MK2A. Now this is an interesting looking race car. It has 1 seat, which is in the center of the vehicle, and a large wing for a lot of downforce. I always wanted to run this car into other vehicles to see if this would act like a ramp car and launch the other car over it. It looks like 1999 was the year of the hot rod. This is the 1999 first edition Screamin' Hauler. It is a beautiful purple color. I really like the color of it. As you can see, there's a truck bed in the back of that. So this is a truck with dual motors. Nice looking truck. Next up, we have the 1999 first edition Ford GT40. I really like the classic Hot Wheels blue that they used on this vehicle, and the 59 decal and that stripe down the middle. Very cool. I always wanted to take one of these out and test it on the track. I think it would be pretty fast. There seems to be a lot of 2000 first editions in this case. First up, we have the 1999 Isuzu V-Cross. This is a pretty normal looking car, something that you would see on the road or driving next to you down the freeway. Next up, we have the 2000 first edition Lotus Elise 340R. This car looks like it's missing some pieces, or it'd be very easy to fall out of. I don't know, call the manufacturer. It's probably missing so many pieces for weight reduction. Next up, we have the 2000 first edition Hammered Coupe. This one is also that purple color with some chrome exhaust pipes coming out of the side of it. Split window and 5-spoke rims. Neat looking car, I guess. Next up, we have the 2000 first edition Muscle Tone. This is not one of my favorite cars. It's so plain and just kind of boring looking. It'd probably be great on the track though. Next up we have the 2000 first edition Surf Crate. This is the dark purple variation. I believe we saw the light purple variation in one of our previous episodes, so I do have both of them. Still cool with the surfboard in the back. Next we have the 2000 first edition roll cage. I always liked this car. Not only did it come with an extra wheel, the roll cage on it was very cool. Hence the name, the roll cage. Next up we have the 2000 first edition Austin Healey. I always imagined James Bond driving this car, or Gomez Addams from the Addams Family. I don't know why the two-tone paint job always gives cars more of a regal look, but it does. Next up we have the 2000 first edition Tomosia 3. This one is the red version. Oh, it looks a little stuck there. This one doesn't have the decal on the side of it. Some of them do, but this one does not. Chrome base and the wired wheels. It just looks like a really strange looking Corvette Stingray to me. Next up we have a 2000 first edition Ferrari 333 SP. This one reminds me a lot of that Shadow MK2A that we just saw, but definitely a better paint job and a Ferrari. Here we have another 2000 first edition, but this is the Ferrari 365 GTB4. Classic Ferrari red with tan interior and the emblem there on the front hood. 5-spoke wheels. Yep, traditional Ferrari. I believe Hot Wheels lost its licensing with Ferrari, so whatever Ferrari Hot Wheels are out there is all they're gonna make. Only 5 more to go. Next up we have the 2000 first edition Blast Lane. Now we've seen this motorcycle in many different variations, but this is the first edition, so this is the original model. Next up we have a 2000 first edition 41 Willys. This is a really nice looking car with those decals on the side and that nice big wing on the back for downforce. Split window. I wonder what car this was originally. Leave what you think in the comments below. Next up we have the 2000 first edition Vulture. This one is as tall as its wheels almost. This car would have probably been great on the track. I really like that fluorescent orange base with that black. Those two colors complement each other. Next up we have the 2002 first edition Jeepster. This looks like a car that the Joker would drive if he became a handyman. There is an RC car in the back of it, which makes it pretty cool, and it is a bright purple color. Last but not least, we have the 2004 first edition Fatback B Machine. Look at the size of those wheels on this vehicle. Those things are huge. Talk about wide body. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time for some series cars.